Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of Neurohabits by Peter Holland's lesson that I created from the book. Let us begin. Okay. So, Mastering Neuroplasticity. Emotion beats logic. Welcome to our journey into understanding why feelings drive habits more powerfully than rational thought. Today you'll discover how to harness your brain's natural reward system to transform any habit. All right, today's learning journey. Over the next 60 minutes, this video will not be 60 minutes, but this was originally designed for public speaking. So if you're watching this video, it will not be 60 minutes. We will explore the 3 powerful insights that will change how you approach habit formation. Think of one habit that you want to change, and we'll use it throughout our session. So, number 1, emotion versus logic. Discover why feelings drive habits way more powerfully than willpower. Dopamine's secret. Learn how your brain's reward chemicals lock in behaviors. And design over willpower. Master the art of engineering conditions instead of fighting yourself. Interactive exercises and discussions are going to be throughout this lesson. All right, so the core concept, the pleasure principle. Your brain is hardwired with a simple directive: seek pleasure and avoid pain. This fundamental drive shapes every decision you make, often overpowering logical reasoning. Understanding this principle is the first step to mastering your habits. Hardwired for reward. Every decision involves a quick calculation. Will this feel good or not? This happens automatically beneath conscious awareness. Emotion wins. When logic and emotion clash, emotion typically prevails. Your emotional brain has a louder voice at critical decision moments. Emotion beats logic in habit formation. We might know logically that a habit is bad, but if it doesn't feel right, our logical brain gets vetoed by our emotional brain. When emotion trumps logic, the late night ice cream dilemma. So logic says, I'm on a diet. I shouldn't eat this. It's not good for my health goals. The rational brain is fully aware of the consequences and long-term objectives. Emotion says, I've had a rough day. I deserve this comfort. It will make me feel better right now. The immediate emotional reward of relief and pleasure takes priority. So 1, stress builds. Long, difficult day creates emotional need. 2, craving emerges. Brain seeks comfort and relief immediately. Emotion wins. Immediate pleasure overpowers logic. This pattern repeats across countless scenarios. The smoker who knows health risks yet craves relief. The phone scroller who knows they should sleep but seeks connection. The habit isn't about ignorance, it's about the emotional brain having a louder voice when reward is on the line. Decode your habit's reward. Now it's your turn to uncover the emotional driver behind your habit. This crucial step reveals why your brain keeps that habit around. So recall 2 recent instances. Think of 2 specific times you engaged in your habit. When, where, what was happening. Identify the emotional payoff. For each instance, write down in 5 words or less, what reward or good feeling did you get? Was it relief from stress? You felt entertained? A sense of control? You were avoiding anxiety? And be brutally honest. No moral judgments, just identify the emotional payoff. Sometimes a bad habit's reward is feeling safe or getting a break from discomfort. Take 3 minutes to complete this exercise. Your perceptions of pleasure and pain are more powerful drivers than the actual things themselves. If you're watching this video right now, you can pause, take a few minutes, and then replay the video. All right, so reflection. What is my habit for? Shift your perspective from the surface action to the core need it fulfills. Instead of my habit is scrolling on the phone, it is my habit is for feeling connected and for numbing the mind so I can relax. My habit is for stress relief, or my habit is for feeling entertained, or my habit is for avoiding discomfort. A habit is not just a behavior, it's a solution to a feeling. You've uncovered the feeling your habit is a solution for. This reframing helps you see the habit as serving a job or purpose for you. Keep this insight front and center. It's the key to unlocking viable change. The neuroscience, dopamine, your brain's habit reinforcer. Meet dopamine, the brain's reward molecule, and the chemical messenger that tells your brain what activities were pleasurable and should be repeated. It's the little voice that says, yes, let's do that again. So you have a trigger, cue activates a habit loop, then a routine, you perform the behavior. Reward, dopamine floods your brain. And reinforcement, brain marks your behavior as worthwhile. Dopamine puts a gold star on routines in your memory, marking them as worthwhile. When you eat comfort food and feel relief, dopamine reinforces that. Eating when stressed is rewarding. Your brain learns, when I'm stressed, do this, it feels good. Once a habit forms, dopamine starts firing in anticipation. Smelling that late night snack or seeing a phone notification triggers a dopamine surge that creates craving. You remember the reward that's coming. Dopamine in action. The phone buzz loop. The trigger is you feel bored or restless. The routine, you check your phone, refresh your feed. The reward, a new like or a message, a tiny little thrill. The dopamine brain says, yeah, let's do that again. That brief someone liked my photo feeling is dopamine giving you a high five. The release has tagged checking the phone equals reward. In your brain, next time you're bored, you reach for the phone again, often unconsciously. The habit strengthens with each repetition. Why social media is addictive. These platforms are engineered to give frequent little rewards. Your logical brain might say, I just checked 2 minutes ago. But the emotional brain whispers, but maybe there's something good now. Comfort food cravings. When you eat fries or chocolate, dopamine floods from taste pleasure. This reinforces that food as a go-to. Next time you feel down, you crave those specific foods. Your brain learned, this gives me a reward. All right, quick check. Brain chemistry pop quiz. Let's test your understanding with a quick question about what we've learned. So, which brain chemical signals pleasure and shouts repeat that to form habits? Obviously, it's dopamine. Dopamine is the key habit reinforcer. Whenever you think, why do I keep doing this? Chances are dopamine, the reward, is the answer. It's the chemical that tells your brain what to repeat. So a strategy shift. Design beats willpower. Stop fighting yourself. Instead of relying on sheer willpower, engineer your environment and routines so the desired behavior runs on autopilot. Willpower is a finite resource. It drains like a battery. Smart design is sustainable. Willpower is limited. It fades when you're tired or stressed. You might stick to a new habit for a few days using willpower, but when life gets challenging, that willpower will fizzle out. Design is sustainable. Focus on the situation and structure around the behavior. Set up triggers and rewards so your desired habit happens more easily and your undesired habit happens less. Engineer autopilot. If you set up the right trigger and built-in reward for a new habit, you won't have to remember to do it or force yourself. It'll start to click naturally. Understand the habit loop so you can create the conditions for the habit to form, rather than constantly wrestling with the activity itself. Engineering your habit environment. An example with this example is morning workout, willpower versus design. So with the willpower approach, you set the phone alarm by the bedside and you tell yourself, I must get up when it rings. No excuses. The result is you hit snooze 5 times, phone is right there, bed is cozy, eventually skip workout, I'll exercise later. You relied on half asleep willpower and it didn't work. The design approach says, put alarm across the room, which requires you to get up, lay out workout clothes by the bed, and arrange to meet a friend at a gym. The result is the alarm blares, you get out of bed to stop it, you see the clothes immediately, and the friend is waiting, so you actually go. You engineered the situation to support you. Remove friction for good habits. Make the desired behavior the path of least resistance. Put a guitar on a stand in the living room, leave the gym bag visible, place the book on the coffee table, and then add friction for the bad habits. Make undesired behaviors slightly harder. Unplug the TV, hide the remote, remove the junk food from the pantry, log out of time-wasting apps. These design tweaks might seem small, but they significantly tilt the odds in favor of the new habit. You're setting the stage so your desired action happens automatically. Brainstorm your replacement routine. The best way to break a bad habit is not to break it at all, but to replace it. Give your brain an alternative that delivers the same emotional reward. Keep the trigger and the reward the same. Swap the routine. So, review your reward. Look at the reward you identified earlier, your 4 statements. Examples are for stress relief or for excitement. And then here's a stress relief example. Instead of chips, do 5 minutes of breathing or a quick walk or a favorite song dance break. Brainstorm 3 alternatives. Think of 3 possible replacement behaviors that could give you the same feeling, ideally in a healthier way. A fun stimulation example. So instead of video games, call a funny friend, watch a short comedy clip, or do 10 jumping jacks. And then be creative. Generate options without judgment. Wild ideas are okay. Sometimes a third idea is the winner. Procrastination example. Instead of avoiding, do 5 minutes timer on a task and then a 5-minute break reward. Take 3 minutes to brainstorm at least 3 replacement routines. The more closely the new habit resembles the old in terms of satisfying needs, the easier it will be to switch. Checkpoint, the critical question. If emotion drives repetition, what must your replacement habit deliver to be viable? The answer is the same emotional reward. Your replacement habit must deliver the same type of emotional reward that your old habit did, or as close as possible. It has to satisfy the same need or craving. Without that reward, your brain will resist. It'll say, this new thing isn't giving me what I want, and you won't stick with it. No reward, no repeat. This is why switching from regular soda to unsweetened water might not work if you crave sweets, but switching to lightly sweetened coffee might, because it still hits those rewards. So the more closely the new habit satisfies the same needs, the easier it will stick. Effective strategies align with your personal motivations and unconscious needs. If you meet the criterion, you've got a viable replacement. With repetition and environmental tweaks, your brain will start to prefer the new habit because it realizes I get my reward and it's better for me, win-win. So here's a worksheet, your habit redesign planner. This worksheet brings together everything you've learned. Use it as a map. Use it to map out your habit change strategy for any behavior you want to brainstorm. So identify your current habit. What are you doing? Write down the specific behavior you want to change. And what is the reward for that habit? Is it stress relief? Is it to feel connected? And then write down 3 new routines that will elicit the same reward. And then design the conditions. How will I cue the new habit and make it easy? What triggers for the old habit should I remove or tweak? Take a picture of this screen and fill it out for any habit you want to change. This is your personal habit change blueprint. Also screenshot this as well. This is a habit change checklist. These 5 keys summarize everything you need to remember for emotional powered habit change. Keep this visible as you work on your new habit. So identify the emotional reward, swap, don't stop, design your environment, don't rely on willpower, and repeat until it sticks. The science of habit formation. Understanding the neuroscience behind habits empowers you to work with your brain, not against it. Let's explore the key mechanisms that make habits stick. So you have the habit loop, trigger, routine, reward. You have neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire with repetition. You got the dopamine, which reinforces pleasurable behaviors. Automation, which is behaviors that become unconscious. And then context. Environment shapes the choices. Your brain is designed to change. Small daily actions can transform your brain's chemistry and structure. This isn't just theory, it's measurable, observable neuroscience that can harness for personal transformation. So, common habit change mistakes. Avoid these pitfalls that derail most habit change attempts. Knowing what doesn't work is just as important as knowing what does. So relying solely on willpower, obviously not a go-to. Willpower depletes very quickly. Without environmental design and systems, you're fighting an uphill battle that you'll eventually lose. Ignoring the reward. Trying to eliminate a habit without replacing its emotional payoff leaves a void. Your brain will resist or find another way to get that reward. Going too big too fast. Massive changes are hard to sustain. Start with something small, manageable adjustments that build momentum and confidence over time. Not planning for obstacles. Life will throw you curveballs. Without a plan for stress or fatigue or temptation, you'll default to old patterns when challenges arise. So here's some real success stories. Here's Sarah, who identified her evening TV habit was for relaxing after work. She replaced it with a walk in nature, which elicits the same relaxation reward, and gradually built to running. The key is she kept the 6 p.m. trigger and the relaxation reward. The breaking phone addiction. Marcus realized his constant scrolling was for avoiding boredom. He placed engaging books around his home and charged his phone in another room. The replacement gave him stimulation without the dopamine trap. Transforming eating habits. Lisa's stress eating was for comfort and control. She created a menu of comfort activities, tea, ritual, journaling, calling friends, and removed trigger foods from her home. Same comfort, healthier routine. All right, so here's your 30-day action plan. Transform knowledge into results with this structured approach. Each phase builds on the previous one, creating sustainable change through gradual progression. So days 1 through 7 is awareness. Track your habit without judgment. Note triggers, routines, and rewards. Complete your worksheet. Identify patterns. Days 8 through 14, design. Engineer your environment. Add cues for new habit. Remove triggers for old one. Test replacement behaviors. Adjust as needed. Days 15 to 21, practice. Focus on consistency over perfection. Celebrate small wins. When you slip, analyze what happened and adjust your design. Days 22 to 30, refine. Fine-tune your approach. Notice what's working, double down on successful strategies, and build momentum for those long-term success. Remember, it takes around 66 days on average to solidify any new neural structures. Your success rate is going to be higher when you're using design over willpower. And remember, you have all the capacity you need in order to rewire your mind. All right, that's it for day 2. Thank you again for watching and sticking with me. Remember, you can accomplish anything through neuroplasticity. If you're curious to hear more or learn more about Grow As You Go, you can download my free ebook, Grow As You Go 3-Week Connection with Self. The QR code is available here on my website. You can join the community. This QR code will lead you to the Facebook. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and stay tuned for the next lessons to come. Have a blessed and amazing day.